Hey y'all, hey, I had a stroke and I'm finally ready to talk about it. So if you want to know more about that and why I've been missing the last few weeks, go ahead and please stay tuned. So yeah, about so this I actually had two. I need to kind of rewind a little bit. So back in November 2024, I had a near death experience. I wasn't really ready to talk about it like on camera, because when you talk about something, that's another level of dealing. So anyway, back November 2024, I got smashed at a red light between a Tesla and another Honda, and I came out a walking talking miracle. It was nothing but the grace of God that brought me through that. So fast forward to July 16th, 2025, and 4 o'clock in the morning, I remember my eyes opening, and my left arm, my left side, particularly my hand, was messed up. It was numb, like I couldn't feel anything. And I am a left side sleeper. So I was like, oh, okay, I probably slept on it wrong. So I closed my eyes and took a snooze for a few more minutes. And I woke up at 4:25, and it was still there. And I was like, oh my goodness, what is this? I was like, oh, it's probably I just slept on it wrong. It'll be okay. Now, the nurse in me knew that was a red flag, but I also knew I had to be to work. I knew I was going to be the only nurse on duty. Yada, yada, yada. So I just got up, took a shower like normal, and I said I'm going to monitor it a little while longer. So I went ahead and went to work, clocked in 7 o'clock. And you know how work is. You do the things you do. And I remember looking up at the clock again, and it was 9 o'clock. And I said to myself, your hand is not better. Not only was my left hand not better, but it had become numb, and I had started dropping stuff. And I was like, oh, that was a red flag. And I remember the nurse in me said, stand up. If you have any balance issues, you need to be evaluated. You need to be, like, you send your patients out for further evaluation at the ER, you need to be evaluated. So that's exactly what I did. I stood up and I tried to walk, and my balance was off. Like, it felt like my knees were going to give out underneath me, particularly my left knee, my left side. And that's when I knew you need to be evaluated. I had already came in and told my boss that I wasn't feeling like myself, and that I might have to leave and go to the ER or urgent care to be evaluated. So I notified my boss, yes, I'm still not better. I'm going to have to go ahead and leave. So that's exactly what I did. I finished up as much as I could. I was very worried because I knew I was the only nurse on duty. But it got to the point where I was like, you know what, Sheree, you got to take care of yourself. You got to follow your own advice. You need to be evaluated. So I said a little prayer, left, and I said to myself, either I'm going to go to urgent care or I'm going to the ER. So while I was driving, I called the advice nurse and let the advice nurse know what was going on. And they're like, wait a minute, where are you? Are you driving? Are you by yourself? All that stuff. So anyway, they directed me to the closest ER, and I got to the ER, and I got there, and oh my God, there was no parking spaces near the ER. And I was like, my balance is off. No one is with me. Because at this time I had not notified my family, had not told my husband, because we were in the middle of a revival, and I did not want my husband to worry. I didn't want to panic. I didn't want to distract him, because that was a Wednesday. So I was like, he's in preparation mode, and I didn't want to become a distraction. So I had not told him anything. So anyway, long story short, I get in there. I don't think I sat more than 5 to 10 minutes in that ER. They immediately sent me to the nurse, let the nurse assess me, which AKA was a neurological assessment. Blood pressure was like 172/97, I believe it was. pulse like 103, something like that. So that is very high for me. So anyway, I went in, did all kind of blood draws. They took me and I did the blood draws. I did oh my God, I did EKG, and then they wanted to do a CAT scan, and then they wanted to take a look at my neck, and then they wanted to they did all these things, and the last thing was an MRI. And I will insert the pictures here. I'll insert pictures of the car accident. My car was fatally crashed, but here I will insert the pictures of the MRI showing the stroke on the right side, which if you may know or may not know, when you have a stroke on the right side, it affects the left side. So here it is, inserted somewhere in here. So why am I telling you all this? With 2 near-death incidents within less than a year, it changes your perspective. It changes a lot of things about you. So yes, I am a walking, talking miracle. All praise and glory to the Lord who spared my life for a reason I'm not 100% clear about, but I have survived to tell somebody about it, and that's what I'm going to be doing. But in the midst of all this, yes, I do still have some residual, which is kind of why I was uncomfortable coming on camera, because 3 main things. Number 1, my balance is off. Like I said, my balance will feel off. Not that I'm dizzy, but it just feels off. Like my knee's going to give out on me, or my left leg is sluggish. Like it doesn't want to listen to me, like it's a rebellious teenager and it doesn't want to cooperate and do what I'm trying to tell it to do. My hand has gotten much better. I have the flexibility, but the dexterity to like reach for things it's still in progress. Healing is still in progress on that. And then my speech. So this thing happens where I'm talking and and it just comes out of nowhere, where I want to say one word and another word comes out, which is kind of why I have not been on camera doing my videos, my self-care, bath time rituals, my indoor garden update videos, is because of that. But I feel like like I said, I survived to help somebody, and I want to encourage other stroke survivors, people who have this has happened to. And I just want to make you aware of what to look for. If you have a public-facing job, or you have family, you interact with the public or your family on any level, you need to know what to watch for. They have a short thing called Be Fast. I will insert that right here, and you can pause and look at that. But it just talks about the signs. Like, for example, I was saying my balance, right? And then a lot of people know about the facial droop, your eyesight, seeing, your balance, your speech, being able to lift, walk, those kind of things. It's a neurological thing, which is connected to the brain. So those things to look for. Yes, so with all that said, we're heading into a new series, which is going to be called Letting the Sea Heal What the Storm Tried to Steal, based out of Psalms 23, where it talks about restoring my soul, and he leaded me beside the still waters. And so I will be taking you along with me on several cruises that I have scheduled, back-to-back cruises. So if you want to know more about that, please make sure your notifications are turned on to all, and that you are subscribed so that you can stay in the know to this next series. I love you. I am praying for you. I encourage you. And again, make sure you look at these Be Fast tips, because my stroke didn't manifest like quote unquote normal. Okay, so you know what to look for and what to be aware of. Until then, watch this video and I'll see you in the next one. God bless.